Hi, I'm Kate.
Hey, and I'm Clinton.
We have about 2 months until we leave on our mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we will be going to Budapest, Hungary. Last time we made a video, we were about 5 months out. So we've had about 3 months of things that we wanted to share with you, what we've been working on.
Yeah, it's been a while since we last got on here, but some of the things that have happened since then is I've retired. Woo woo.
That was exciting.
Um, and because I've retired and Kate's already retired, of course, health insurance came into play.
Yep. So we organized some personal health insurance for the 4 months until we leave. We do have insurance through the church's program. They contract with somebody. So we have that set up for when we leave. But we had 4 months that we had to get health insurance. So for any of you who are thinking about retiring early, it is doable. We just got on, since we live in Washington Healthcare Finder, and found a pretty reasonable plan, and we feel pretty good about being covered with that.
Yeah, we've been working on some home projects because we'll be gone for so long. We wanted to make sure that the house and everything else would be fine while we were gone. And with that also comes shopping as you go on a mission. Got to do a lot of
Yeah,
shopping.
yeah, we do have some family, some kids who are planning on moving in, but we just didn't have want them to have any problems with the house. So lots of projects, and then of course, like Clinton said, we've been shopping for some new clothes, getting some dress pants, some dresses. It was nice when we first got our call. We also got a personal letter from the Budapest, Hungary mission, just saying that they recommended that we get a lot of extra garments, and also that for women that we get some summery type dresses, because most of the sisters wish they would have brought more. So of course I had to do that. So I've been working on getting some dresses. We both got some brand new garments. So that's something that we've been working on.
Yeah, the other thing we've been trying to do is try to get ourselves a little more healthier. And so for exercise, I think we mentioned in our previous videos that we've been playing golf, and with that, we've been walking the golf course. So we both have some golf carts, and we've been pushing our clubs around, and that gives us about 6 miles, just 6.5 miles. That we've been doing that, and then we've been doing some intermittent fasting, which has been pretty good actually.
Yeah, we didn't want to stick to any kind of diet where we couldn't eat carbs or we couldn't eat different things, because we want to enjoy everything that Hungary has to offer, but we wanted to also just kind of get in a little bit better shape. And so, yeah, that's something that we decided that we could do together pretty easily. It works into our lifestyle, and it's been working well for us. I had to get a couple immunizations to catch up on some things, and you have to record those in the missionary portal. So we're both caught up with that, our immunizations.
Yeah, and also since we're getting a little closer, you got to make sure that any subscriptions and stuff that you might be tied to, you're either going to keep them or you need to cancel them. And so we've been using the calendar a lot lately, making sure that we're canceling stuff as the time gets near. What else?
Well, just a little bit more on that. We wanted to, like, we've talked about some finance videos in previous videos that we've done, but we want to make sure that our expenses here at home are minimal. So that's why we're canceling things, is we just want to make sure that the money that we have going to our mission, that we have enough that we need there. So we're just canceling things, really. It's like um, maybe some TV things that we're canceling, car washes, just the things that you would maybe not think about, but we went through our whole budget and said, okay, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need Spotify, we don't need Netflix, we don't need some of those things. So we're getting rid of some of those.
Yeah. Because we are traveling before we leave, well, we're doing some personal travel before we leave. We gave our farewell talks. I'm not even sure if they call that anymore, but we gave our talks in church anyway. And that went pretty good.
We're glad it's over.
Yes. But here's one thing. We actually got a phone call from a couple that teaches the MLS. We thought that we would be doing this in country, actually.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
MLS is member and leader support. Remember, that is one type of mission that you can serve. And so it's just they call it a Swiss Army knife of missions, because you're just pretty much doing everything in the mission.
yeah, so they got in contact with us, and we just had our first one last week, and that was pretty good. We learned quite a bit of stuff, and so we'll just recap that really fast for you. One of the things that we all probably have is the gospel library and
The app.
the app on our phones or tablets or whatever. And I've really never really used it that much. But they will teach you that this is really important, because this is one of the things that all the missionaries are using. And because they're probably young and use their phones all the time, they're really up to date and they know all the ins and outs of that thing. And so I found myself personally trying to catch up, but they use it for everything. And I thought that was pretty cool, some of the things that we did learn.
Yeah, me too. And even the other day, I just grabbed some of our personal scriptures that we use, and I was showing Clinton, and I said, okay, which one are you going to take? Because we each have several copies, maybe a Book of Mormon journal or a Book of Mormon that has footnotes by an author with some things that are happening in our leather quads. So we have several, and I said, what are you planning on taking? And after this, I guess, lesson that we had with the MLS service missionaries, we really found that we probably are not going to take our paper copy of the scriptures at all. They said that if they were going to go on their mission again, they would not. And again, that's very personal to you and to what you want to do for your scripture study. But
oh yeah, so one of the things that I learned just real fast is, one of the things that I'll do prior to us leaving is I'm going to take my scriptures and transfer all the stuff that I've marked over and the footnotes and everything else, and the reason why I marked up my scriptures. But some of the things that you can do with it is just amazing. You can basically create files and put all these different notes into, or different verses of scriptures or things that you've learned or talks into these things. And out of all that, you can have it create a talk for you. And it's just amazing, some of the things that
you can add a tag. Like if you're reading a scripture on faith and then later on you see another one, you want to go back and find those scriptures that you had marked, you just look for the tag faith, and then it'll show all the different scriptures that you've marked. So it was really handy and something that we need to learn for sure, but I think we're excited about digging into that a little bit and doing it. One of the other things that we learned, which makes sense, but we just never thought about it, is with senior missionaries, we don't have primary callings ever. They're very cautious about how the missionaries are working with children, and we just want everything to be on the up and above board. So you don't have a calling in the primary as senior missionaries, and you're just very cautious with any interactions that you're having, which I like that.
Yeah. And we know the church goes with the too deep teachers and stuff, or even when you're teaching someone, and Kate and I are still considered one, not two.
We're not too deep anymore. Yeah. As senior missionaries, we're considered one.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah. One of the other ones was kind of obvious in the sense of, you don't hand out money to people and stuff like this. And it sounded kind of, like obvious, but then I guess if you're in an area for a year and a half or 2 years, you become a part of the ward, and, you'll know everybody's.
And you really care about the people that you're working with, but they really said, don't give out money, your personal money, to people in your mission or to the younger missionaries. And that makes a lot of sense, because we probably wouldn't have thought twice about giving some of the missionaries some money to go get dinner, or it's just something like that. But it's fine to feed the missionaries, and we'll kind of get into that in a second too. But that was just something that they told us is don't give out money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's letting the younger missionaries do things for themselves, don't wash their clothes for them, don't baby them.
I'm fine with that.
But yes, it still means that if we feed the missionary or the missionaries that are in our area or whatever it may be, once a week, that's fine. But they also said they should think of it as a
treat.
Treat, yeah, and not as what's the word I'm thinking of?
Something to be expected.
Yeah, something to be expected, that we're going to do it all the time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty cool. And then we actually had some other questions, and we just had a phone call today from one of the missionary couples from Hungary, and we had questions about our phone. Will our phone work over there? Do we need to get a new phone number? What's the story going to be? And I'm sure it's different in every location. And so we were really lucky. We got this phone call, and he had some really good ideas and a lot of answers that I think really helped us out. So for us, we have T-Mobile, and apparently they have T-Mobile in Hungary. We didn't know that. So this is something we're now going to go ask T-Mobile. And because we don't want to pay the expense of the international fee. He said that what he did with his phones is they went into Google.
He paid $20 just one time and got his phone number ported over to Google Voice, and then you get a SIM card when you get in the mission. So we're just going to check into that. We're not quite sure with the phones, but we are going to let you know when we get in country how that's working for us and what we decided to do. But we're kind of working on that. We don't, like I said, we don't want all the expenses back here if we can possibly help it. So we're not going to pay for a T-Mobile plan if we don't have to.
Yeah.
But we also don't want to lose our phone numbers that we've had for years and years, and we have it, tied to everything.
Yeah. So the other thing he said was take medication with you. Because he says, it's not like the pharmacies don't just have over-the-counter stuff like we do. And so he was saying things like Tylenol,
Advil, cough syrup.
Cough syrups, day and night. He was talking about the pills, because then it doesn't weigh so much.
Yeah, I was actually surprised about that. I thought we did get some Tylenol the other day at Costco, and I thought we can just get anything that we need in country. But he did say he took basically his whole little carry-on suitcase full of medications. And I mean, we don't take medicine that much, but it's just nice to have some things if we need it. And one thing he said is that in Hungary, they're not really big on air conditioning or ice. And so they got themselves an ice maker. And I know we love ice in our drinks. And so I did order on Amazon just some ice trays. I don't want an ice maker on the counter, but just having some ice cube trays to put in the freezer would be perfect.
Yeah. Well, the other thing he said was it was humid there, and I thought it's probably a little humid, but he made it sound like it was pretty humid. So now I'm like, okay, what is this really going to be like? I mean, because we just came from Florida not so long ago, and it was humid. It was like sweating humid.
Yeah. But he got us really excited. I mean, every time we talk to somebody, we're just excited. And he said, this is just the most amazing mission, and you're going to absolutely love it. And we're excited. One thing that we have done this week also is start up. We have this YouTube channel, but we don't right now put content on it too much, just because obviously we haven't had a lot going on. We're going to put more when we get in the mission field, but we did start up an Instagram account. It's the same name. It's CK Armitage Missionaries, and that's just for day-to-day things. So we might be downtown in our city and see a beautiful building and just take a snapshot and put it on Instagram. So follow us on there if you're interested in following along on our adventures. We'll still do YouTube, but Instagram's just quick and easy as well.
Yeah, we'll actually do another video here a lot sooner than these last ones. We know this. We have another MLS missionary training coming up here via Zoom. Our mission president and his wife are going to be Zooming with us here within the next week or so. And so we'll be able to talk about a couple of things that hopefully we've learned. Maybe we'll find out where we're going, what city.
I don't know. We're excited to find out where we're going for sure.
Or if he's going to make us wait. Yeah, so we are excited and things are starting to roll again a lot more like when we first started. And so that makes things a little excited.
Yeah.
We will be taking a little break because we go to New Zealand for a couple of weeks and stuff. So, we'll be able to provide a little bit more information hopefully coming up.
Yep, getting some traveling in before we leave, but I think it's going to fly by. We're super excited though, so we will catch up with you soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.